Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, most commonly known as Mahatma or Great Soul. Gandhi was born in a high caste in Porbandar, India, the 2nd of October 1869. Gandhi lacked academic skills when he was young. Despite of that, he went to university in London, England, and studied law to become a lawyer, thanks to the great influence from his mother, who also encouraged Gandhi to become vegetarian and be respectful with every religion and every human being. Once he became a lawyer, he could not find jobs in India, but he found a job in South Africa, where he started his non-violent fight against the white South Africans who discriminated Indians. When Gandhi was arriving in South Africa, he experienced his first taste of racial discrimination. He took a ride on a train to Pretoria in first class. A white man complained that there was a colored man. Gandhi was asked to go to the third class row, but he said that he always travels in first class and that he is a lawyer. The man responded that there are no colored lawyers in South Africa. Gandhi refused to go to third class, but later he got thrown out of the train in the middle of a cold winter night. The next day, he sent a telegram to the train's administration to complain about the unfair treatment that he had received in the transportation vehicle. Gandhi will remember the train incident forever. From that moment on, he got interested in the conditions of Indian life. He also discovered many unfair ways that the British treated Indians based on race. Because of this, Gandhi gathered the Indian community in Pretoria and prepared his first speech. In his speech, he talked about claiming the right to be treated like members of the British Empire. After the speech, the Indians started to count on Gandhi to be their defender of rights of the Indian community in South Africa. After 3 years in South Africa, he returned to India to bring his family to his workplace. During his long trip in a ship, he wrote his first book about inequalities and injustice of Indians in South Africa. The book caused a disturbance between the people and the government. The book also was published by the press. Gandhi wanted these problems to be recognized in India. There was still a lot of time remaining until Gandhi got the name Mahatma. He was only 31 years old and made a lot of money during this time. He also lived in the most elegant place in Natal, South Africa. In 1906, the South African government made a law called Black Law. It obligated all Indians in South Africa above 8 years of age to always carry an identification card with their fingerprints on it. If they disobeyed, they would face consequences which may be deportation. Gandhi gathered a meeting in Johannesburg in which over 3,000 angry Indians attended. He said that everyone should oppose to the Black Law, but in a peaceful manner. Mohandas described everything that could happen, like they were going to be insulted, imprisoned, they'll go through cold and hunger, maybe be hit, and even pay fines. He still said to do nothing about it. The speech worked. This new form of fighting was named Satyagraha, which means force of truth. In consequence of his non-violent fighting, he was imprisoned along with 154 other Indians. Weeks later, 2,500 Indians got arrested too, and accompanied Mohandas. In prison, he read the book Civil Disobedience, which left Gandhi with a profound influence in his mind. In 1914, Gandhi traveled to London and arrived the 6th of August, 2 days after World War I was declared. He asked the Indians to be in Great Britain's side during the war, and not to make demands during this time. The next year, in 1915, Gandhi returned to India, where he arrived as a hero. He was dressed like a poor man, with only a white robe. Since then, he began his well-known fasts. His first fast was when he wanted higher salaries for workers in a factory. Little by little, he became the leader of the poor because he assisted them with their problems. In 1921, he chose the dhoti, which is a white cloth around his waist as a symbol of poverty. Violence in India made Gandhi to be imprisoned. He declared himself guilty of all charges and asked for the maximum penalty. The judge saw Gandhi as a fragile man and only gave him 6 years of prison. After the 6 years of imprisonment, Gandhi traveled to London again to negotiate independence of India to Great Britain. This was somewhat successful. Even though it did not give India full independence, it did move India one step closer for what they had decided for over 200 years of British rule. In the next years, until World War II, he continued to work for peace and independence in India. He joined politics because he thought that politics and religion were responsible for the wellness of humanity. The 30th of January 1948, he went to his daily worshipping place, where there were 500 people, with them Nathuram Godse, who swore that he would kill Mohandas Gandhi. The assassin pulled out a gun and shot Gandhi 3 times in the chest. And 45 minutes later, the press announced that Gandhi was pronounced dead. Prophet of Liberty, Father of India, Mahatma, were the names his followers called him. This extraordinary man accomplished to change the path of history in India. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi took a stand for the rights of his people and against the British with only using peace.
ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਪੱਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁਖੜਾ